Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing well. Miriam Pop here at Vibrant Lifestyle Coaching. I guide overworked, overstressed women on a mission back to their intuitive guidance, back to their trust. I do that by teaching them my mind, body, soul approach to stress management and help them live their best lives from that place, right? So today I want to dive into communication tips to enhance your relationships. Oh, hey, Trev, thanks for coming back. Today I've got a whole bunch of content topics I want to dive into, so I'm just doing a little marathon here of live streaming. So for this video, let's talk about communication tips, all right, to enhance our relationships. When I say relationships, I mean everything, hey Gabby, thanks for coming back too. Whether that be your platonic relationships, whether that be romantic relationships, whether that be your relationships with your family, your peers, whatever it is, whatever the relationship is, these, 3 tips I think will help support you. I think one of the main issues in whatever the relationship is, a big issue people have is how they're communicating. Okay, everybody has different communication styles, so meeting people where they're at can be a little difficult, right? Because you're a standard versus the next person. So these 3 tips I feel like are common ground that you guys can find yourselves on. And maybe there's something here that you can take on and in your action teach somebody else as far as how communication goes, or better communication goes, okay? So 1, I think it's very important when talking to people that instead of talking to people, you talk with them. And when I say talk with them, I mean listen to what's going on. Listen to understand their viewpoint, right? Instead of listening to respond. How many times does this happen? You have a conversation with somebody, you hear them talking, but you already know how you want to respond. And basically, you're just letting them talk until they're done. So then that way you can give them your response, right? And sometimes your response may be a little tone deaf, right? Because you haven't even been paying attention to what that other person is saying. So if you find yourself in that place, once again, listen to respond. Listen to understand, not respond. Listen to understand where the other person is coming from, right? That way your response can actually be applicable to what's happening here, right? When we're in that space of listening just to respond, we're caring more about our viewpoint where we are than that other person. So are we talking to them or are we talking with them, right? So big difference there. When we're talking with somebody, we want to understand their viewpoint and then maybe pepper in our thoughts or maybe piggyback on their thoughts or maybe just say yes, okay? Whatever it may be. That's number 1, listen to understand. Number 2, once you've listened to understand them, and you're on the same page with them, this is now your opportunity to slow down and communicate clearly. Sometimes we rush ourselves. I know I'm guilty of this, especially when I do these live chats. I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And by the end of it, or I'll log off and maybe a few days later, I'll be like, oh, I wish I had slowed down and articulated that piece more, all right? And so that's something I think we can all be a little bit more mindful of when we're communicating. Am I slowing down enough so that I'm speaking clearly? Are you being well thought out in what you're saying, right? Because I think that's also very important, especially if this is a heated argument, right? Maybe this is a fight. Maybe we're fighting with somebody. It's so easy to let the emotion take over and the emotion cloud what we actually want to say. So take your time to communicate clearly, all right? Be well thought out and consider what you've just heard that other person say. Consider their viewpoint, right? When all this is going on. I think the 3rd thing you can do, and I think for me, this is very important, but honor what you're feeling. Honor where you're at, all right? Listen to that other person. Understand where that other person is. But still honor what you're feeling, all right? Find that balance between those 2 points, right? And when I say honor what you're feeling, I'm talking about the self-judgment, the ridicule, all right? Your opinions, your thoughts, your beliefs are worthy, period. They're worthy because they're yours, okay? So give them the space to flourish. Allow them that space to be heard. The other person doesn't have to agree with you. They don't. But it doesn't make what you're believing or your thoughts or how you're feeling, it doesn't make your feelings less valid. All right. So when you honor your feelings, you're allowing that space for that person to have their opinion, you to have your opinion, and be in those spaces at the same time. All right. So those are my three tips with three communication tips to enhance relationships. Listen to understand. Take your time to communicate clearly. And our third is honor what you're feeling. Okay. Honor what you're feeling. I think I want to say a little bit more there. Honor what you're feeling. Because I don't want what I'm saying to sound like you're always right. It's not a always right kind of thing. More so, it's don't put yourself down for what you're feeling. That's a bigger piece I want to come out of that. That's where I was getting at with the judgment and the self-ridicule, okay? I really want you to respect yourself. Respect how you're feeling versus beating yourself up for it, all right? Yeah, that feels better. So if this message has spoken to you, if you know someone in your world who needs to hear this message as well, please share this with them. Subscribe to the channel because I will be doing more live chats. I will be putting up more new content more frequently, and I'd love to have you here. So Mary and Pop of Vibrant Lifestyle Coaching, and I'll see you guys on the next live.